Hello, Internet. Welcome to the channel. My name is Gina, otherwise known as Ginger Dash. And I was a little sad when I started out for this ride today because it was gray and gloomy and miserable. And as much as I love to ride, I really prefer that it be pretty. So imagine my surprise when I pulled out of my driveway and 5 minutes later, the skies cleared and the sun came out. I have several confessions for you today, and while none of them are exactly earth-shattering, they are definitely things that I have shared with some select few people, and they've all thought I was a little bit crazy. So you get to join the Is Gina Crazy Club. But before I tell you what the secrets are, I'm going to tell you this, and that is, you already know them. Last year when I decided to buy a motorcycle, I bought it I bought it shortly before my actual 50th birthday. And at the time, we had not yet entered pandemic land. The world had not gone crazy. So I decided that I would buy the motorcycle, I would learn how to ride, and I would then tell my, at the time, 82-year-old mother. I know, you're all going, hold on, wait a minute. You mean you're a 50-year-old woman afraid to tell her mother? Keeping secrets from her mother? Yes, friends, it is true, and I am somewhat embarrassed to share that fact. You see, when I bought the motorcycle, the pandemic was not yet a thing, which also meant that I had not lost part of my normal income. That income which I had planned on using to pay for the motorcycle. And my mother is a bit of a worrier. So my twofold reasoning at the time was I didn't want her to worry about my health and safety getting on a motorcycle. And I also didn't want her to be concerned about my finances. I know it sounds ridiculous, and as I listen to myself telling you this, I grant you're not wrong. And if you're wondering how it is that I've been able to conceal this from her for almost a year, it's because she lives in Maryland and I live in Florida. She does not have any access to the internet, and even if she did, she wouldn't know what to do with it. But all that aside, the longer time went on and the longer the pandemic lasted, the longer I kept the secret. And I was just having lunch with someone yesterday, a friend of mine, and I confessed to her that I still had not told my mother that I owned a motorcycle. And her reaction was understanding. She got it. She has a difficult mother, and I'm not sharing any names here, but if you ever happen to watch this, I got you, friend. But my mother is not difficult. My mother is a sweetheart. I just know that she has a soft heart, and I also knew that she would worry. And since I used that as my initial reasoning, and time went on, I guess I just kind of stuck with it. And while I don't feel as if I have necessarily lied to her, I also know that I've concealed something from her that, sure, she would probably have liked to hear about. I mean, there have been things that I've done and learned, and they were things that I had to stop myself from sharing with her, which now, as I look back, feels wrong. So I somewhat regret not sharing with her along the way. And you are the first people to know that I plan to call my mother and speak to her tonight and finally tell her I can't keep making excuses. And you know what it's like. The longer a lie lives and breathes, the more difficult it is to come clean. And that's the position I'm in right now. And I'm kind of embarrassed about it, to be honest. But I'm confessing it to you because if you haven't figured out yet, you know things my mother doesn't know. And not only that, there's a secondary portion to this secret of mine. And that is I have told hardly any friends or family that I have a motorcycle. I have also told almost none of them that I have a YouTube channel, which is kind of the anti-success story or the anti-success plan when it comes to YouTube. When I started this YouTube channel, I did not start it with the intention of having it become a long-term financial solution in my life. I am 50. I'm not in my teens, 20s, 30s, where I have decades of time to devote. Oh my gosh, that is so adorable. Did you see that? It was a donkey. I feel the need to go back and see the donkey. Should I go back and see? I should totally see the donkey. Maybe I'll make another pass at the end. Hang on, maybe there will be pictures. It was so cute. Anyway, I got distracted. Nobody out there wants to see a 55 or 60-year-old woman riding around on a motorcycle. They just flat out don't. The fact that I'm 50 is kind of a novelty. And even then, I know there are a couple of other women who are my age here on YouTube. But all of that to say, YouTube was started as a way of pushing myself outside my typical comfort zone. It was yet another extension of, if not now, when? Am I always going to let my particular confidence issues keep me from trying new things? And in the past it hasn't, but this was a different kind of hurdle. But back to those secrets. Normally people who start YouTube channels blast it on every social media profile they have, and I haven't done that. Most of the people watching this video right now, first of all, thank you, but we've never met in person. We don't live near one another. You just happened to find me, or maybe you found me through Instagram. But the truth is, as much as I say I don't give a damn what anyone thinks about me, which is mostly true, there's also that small part of me, and maybe some of you can understand this, that also cares to be criticized or not to be criticized. And how some people will look at this endeavor and roll their eyes and say, oh, look at her looking for attention, or oh my God, these are so terrible, or who cares about this woman? Why would we want to hear about her boring life? And the truth is, I thought about all those things before I started this channel because my life really isn't all that exciting, and I need to speed up. I know this may not have been the grand reveal that you were thinking it was going to be. In fact, you had no idea what it was going to be about. But I had to tell someone, and I decided to be a little bit brave, which is what this motovlog channel is all about anyway, and tell you. And tonight, I'm going to tell my mother. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you stuck around this long and are still hanging out, like right now, following me around while we looked for donkeys. Please consider subscribing. Please consider subscribing. I would appreciate it oh so much. Drop a like below, drop me a comment. You know, make your own confessions, but keep them clean, people. Anyway, until next time, I am Gina, otherwise known as Ginger Dash. Have a good one.